Shalom, shalom. I have a quick question for you. How do you manage trying times as a vessel of the Most High? Think about it. How do you manage trying times? Because I'm talking to you, the chosen, the elect, that has been through the storm. They're supposed to be 6 feet deep. That's what I'm talking about. You who have been at the gates of death. You who have seen the face of depression, right? You who have seen the face of sickness. Death coming to your door. And what did you do? You stood on the Most High's words and his commands. And if you're going through this now, this is your reminder and your heaven-sent message to stand on his word, no matter what it looks like. Because with my two youngest daughters, there are two testimonies. Okay, one of my daughters, she's 2. Her name is Gianna. The other is Zakaria, and she's 4 months. With both of them, I had a situation that I had never experienced before. I'm in a foreign country. I'm in Africa, East Africa. And so with both of them, I had some pregnancy scares. With the first one, my water broke at 20 weeks pregnant. Now, this prognosis is called PPROM, premature rupture of membranes. And in these births or in these health scares, these pregnancies, they say that only 2% of the babies live, okay? And so during this time when I'm on bed rest, I have the option to choose life. I have the option to believe the Most High's promise, or I can believe what the doctors and people around me are saying. It's a scary time too. No lies, it's a scary time when you're sitting there in the OBGYN's office, you're in a foreign land, and he tells you, you can see it on his face, your waters are broken. And so I have a medical background. This is a medical emergency. Right? And so they take me in, they put IVs in my arm, they give me medicine to stop the baby from coming, okay? And then they send me home because they were able to stop the progression, right? And so she's 20 weeks, she's 5 months at this time. If a baby is born at 5 months, especially in Africa, there's not a good rate of survival. And so it's at this time where I made the decision, and it's literally a decision, y'all. Like, it's nothing like, it's not any, there's nothing mystical about it. It's a decision to choose life. You can make the decision to accept death or life. If I would have accepted fear and accepted what people around me were saying and accepted what the doctor said, who knows what would have happened? But I didn't do that. I chose life. I chose Yahusha. I said, oh no, death can't come near my womb because I am the elect of Yahuwah. My baby is the elect of Yahuwah. In fact, she's named after John. Yehukanan in Hebrew means Yah is gracious. So I was like, oh no, I'm going to bind this spirit up, whatever's coming against her. I bind it up by the blood of Yahusha and rebuke it to the lake of fire. And guess what? Gianna came out when I was 39 weeks. It was a home birth, natural delivery, no complications. She stayed in my belly that whole time. And it was technically a medical miracle. In Tanzania, my doctor, she looked at me like, really? Everything's good? Like, everything's great? Yes, because I declared that it's great. Because I know the end from the beginning. Because I'm tapped in with the one above who knows the end from the beginning. If he knows the end from the beginning, I too know the end from the beginning. Because all authority has been given to Yahusha. But you have to believe this. If you don't believe it, then it won't activate in your life. So let that be a testimony for you. And the same thing happened with my daughter Zakaria. Similar, not the same. I got to about 8 months pregnant. I'm sorry if there's an echo. I got to about 8 months pregnant. And then, and mind you, 8 months, they say it's better to have a baby at 7 months or at 9 months because the lungs are functioning. But for some reason at 8 months, it's not good if a baby comes out into the world at that age. And so it's hot, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm in Africa. But at 8 months pregnant, I started to have contractions, and this is my 5th child. I know a thing or two about pregnancy. I know what stuff feels like, and I've never to this point experienced this. This is with my last child, my 5th baby, 8 months pregnant, and I'm getting contractions. And my husband's not home on top of it. So I'm alone, and I'm getting contractions, and I'm timing them on my little timer on my phone, and the phone saying go to the hospital. This goes on for 3 hours, and I'm sitting there, and again, I had the choice. I'm all alone because he went out, and I think the kids went with him. And so I'm sitting there at home alone, just sitting, relaxing, drinking watermelon juice because I know that can help as well. And so I literally had to make the choice to bind it up. Yes, I said it, to bind up the contractions that were not supposed to be happening. 3 hours in, I'm like, if this stuff goes on any longer, it's not going to be good. The baby would actually come. And so I bound it up. I started singing hallelujah. 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 So I'm singing this and I'm playing my guitar and I'm putting everything into the Most High's hands. Okay? I'm telling him, like, Father, this is your baby, this is your labor, and I know that you have declared that we should have life and have it more abundantly. So what I'm seeing in the physical right now is not a testimony of you. It's not a testimony of your power and your healing, because I know that you're a healer. I know it because I've been through some things. I've been healed multiple times by him. And so in that, once I started singing hallelujah and doing my praises, the contractions, they started to taper off. They didn't stop automatically. They started to taper off slowly, right? And so now it's 9 p.m. and I'm calling my husband. He's on the phone. He's saying, I'm coming, is everything good? And everything slowed down. It was good. I went to the doctor that 2 days afterwards. And the doctor, he feels my belly, he checks everything out, and he's like, yeah, she seems like she wants to come down the birth canal and come early. I'm going to give you some of these medications that should keep her in and stop the labor. The water didn't break or anything. It'll stop labor and you should be good if you go on bed rest, but we really do not want her to come, because if she comes, because we live in a small town in Tanzania. We weren't even in the main city anymore. And so they're saying if she comes, she doesn't have a good survival rate. So definitely just sit back, lay down, don't do anything. Try to keep her in at all costs. He gave me the medicine. Went on my way. I think it was progesterone, because different hormones, and stuff, maybe a hormone imbalance. So he's saying those hormones could help keep her in. And so look, the Most High, when I tell y'all, and people come on our channel and they just ask, and even people we talk to in real life, they're like, how do you have faith like this? How is everything always good? But it's like, until you've been in the storm, you've been in the ocean when the storm's happening, and you're taught how to walk on water, because the Most High literally takes you and says, walk, have faith, I'm with you. He's saying, don't worry about all the other stuff. Don't worry about the people around you who are causing drama. That's a storm too. The noise of the peoples. He's saying, go into the secret place. Find the secret place. He who abides in the secret place of the Most High, who is under the shadow of the wings of the Almighty. He is saying of Yahuwah. He is saying, he is my refuge. In him shall I trust. Doesn't matter if it's a doctor. Doesn't matter if it's your grandma. Doesn't matter if it's your friend down the way. Doesn't matter if it's somebody that you're friends with, and if they are saying things that are contrary to the Most High. And this is why you have to do the work to know his word and his spirit. This isn't something that I can teach you through YouTube. I can testify to you, but you have to do the work of getting in the secret place, okay? And it's not something that any leader or whoever, elder, whoever, friend, assembly, church, whatever you're affiliated with, it's not something that any of those people can teach you. The milk can only take you so far. You have to graduate onto meat. And the sad part is that most people are not on meat. That's why the Bible says that there's a remnant that shall return to him, because most people can't even perceive or understand this power, because the lightness shines in the dark and the darkness comprehends it not. It's a fact. The darkness can't comprehend it. So you have to be okay. The Most High showed me, and this is even with myself, I had to be okay with people not knowing the power of the Most High and doubting his power. If they doubted Yahushua, what do you think they're going to do to you? If they doubted the Messiah and called him the king of the demons, what do you think they'll say about you? You're not above him. You're not above the master. You're his disciple, his taught one. But according to Mark, at the end of the book of Mark, that his disciples would have power and authority to cast out demons, out themselves and others, out whoever it needs to be, and to proclaim healing, to set the captives free, to be the acceptable time of the redemption of the saints of the Most High. So you're going to have to be fine with people not getting it. You're going to have to let it go. Because Yahushua, although, the world teaches that he's come to bring peace on earth, he says, I came to bring a sword, to set mother against daughter-in-law, to set son against father. Those who are of your house will be your enemies, because everybody doesn't understand his power, and power is threatening. When you see power that you don't believe in and can't comprehend, that's a threat. It's the audacity, right? It's the audacity to believe. The Pharisees hated this with Yahusha. If you read Luke 11, my husband and I were just reading that this morning. They hated it. They couldn't stand it. They couldn't stand his authority and power. And so if they couldn't stand his power and authority, they can't understand yours either, because your power and authority comes from him. So this is a testimony for you to walk in authority, walk in power, walk in healing, walk in newness of life. Read Luke 11. Stay in him. Don't let the naysayers thwart your blessings, thwart your faith, because your faith and your worship and your obedience to the commands of the Most High are the things that are going to keep you whole and give you access to the new kingdom which is above, which you already have access to, but you first have to believe it and act on your faith. Shalom, shalom.